time for the world title match. The code of honor followed by the champion and the challenger. Gibson with some additional words for Austin Aries. A first time ever match. The bell is rung. I can't wait.
What an opportunity for James Gibson here in Ring of Honor, going after the world title in Austin Aries. Two very well matched up wrestlers, about equal in size.
James Gibson has been an MVP of ROH so far this year. He committed to Ring of Honor in 2005, and boy, has he come through. We talked about the Spanky match in Dayton earlier. What a performance he had in the Best of American Super Juniors tournament. If it wasn't for Roderick Strong severely injuring his back, he might have won the tournament. There is no telling how far he could have gone. I certainly believe that he would have defeated Dragon Soldier B, and he is coming off a great match against Rocky Romero at Back to Basics.
We'll see if that back injury might come into play during this contest against Aries as they lock up in the center of the ring.
Austin Aries has been a proud ROH World Champion since defeating Samoa Joe for the belt at Final Battle 2004, and that is one of the greatest moments in ROH history. Big chop!
Sort of shoving James Gibson out of the corner there and gets chopped for his trouble. A little bit of a smirk from James Gibson right there, showing Aries that he won't be pushed around that ring.
Austin Aries is trying to bring back the days of the old territory world champion as he has taken the ROH title to different promotions, different regions of the country, and defending it against the best from each region. He's also taken the belt around the world as he has just come off a tour of Europe.
Tosses Aries down to the canvas, drop toe hold from Gibson, right into the front chancery he goes, grabbing hold of the head of the world champion.
Austin Aries has even taken the belt up to Canada and successfully defended it. There's even negotiations right now for Austin Aries to go to Mexico to defend the belt. But first he has to get past James Gibson, and that's a tough task right there. James Gibson has stated he's in ROH for one reason, and that is to win titles. And you know that he wants the world title more than anything else.
Maneuvering his way out of the wrist lock and takes Aries down to the canvas, keeping that arm trapped as Todd Sinclair checks the shoulders.
Austin Aries coming off a really tough title defense against Homicide 2 weeks ago at the Best of American Super Juniors tournament. Homicide once again getting within a half a second of winning the belt. James Gibson, though, have you heard anything, Dave, on whether his back is still injured from that assault by Roderick Strong at that show?
Nothing at all, but I mean, the time will tell during this matchup to see if it actually starts to bother him and if Aries will go after that body part. Right now, Gibson on the back of Aries, trying to tie up the arms. Half Nelson cinched in. He's got the other arm trapped as well.
Roderick Strong, a member of Generation Next, along with Austin Aries. He injured James Gibson's back so severely in the Best of American Super Juniors tournament in their first round match that Spanky, as James Gibson's friend, had to throw in the towel for Gibson in Gibson's second round match. And you know that Gibson had to be in a world of pain. I mean, he could barely walk in order for Spanky to do something like that.
He's got Aries down on the canvas with that side headlock. Aries wrapping the legs around the head of Gibson, kicks his way out of it. Side headlock takeover once again, keeping the champ down.
Real quick, Dave, we gotta pay the bills. ROHWrestling.com, 215-781-2500 for all your wrestling merchandise needs, whether it's WWE DVDs, Rare Japan merchandise, figures, books, DVDs from a number of promotions, including FIP, EWR, PWU, BCW. The list goes on and on and on. Lots of selection at ROHWrestling.com. The Straight Shooting Series, the best shoot interviews anywhere on high-quality DVD. The new Secrets of the Ring series, which is a must for all upcoming wrestlers. It's all at ROHWrestling.com or by calling 215-781-2500. Back to the match.
James Gibson really holding on to that side headlock as both men back in a standing position. Aries takes him down to the canvas very quickly with a belly-to-back suplex. Gibson quickly wrapping the legs around the head of Aries once again.
Right now we have a feeling out process. This, of course, a first-time ever match, as I mentioned before. So both these men don't really know what to expect from the other.
Yeah, the feeling out process could be extended here as Gibson has Aries in a bad position, but he headstands his way, trying to work out of it.
You know, when you have the world title on the line, you cannot afford to make mistakes.
Works his way free and connects with a kick right to the forehead of Gibson.
There is that explosive offense from Austin Aries. That's how he was able to defeat Samoa Joe twice. That's how he was able to defeat Homicide.
Aries now set in the corner, up and over he goes. Somersaults to the opposite side, gets caught by Gibson and planted.
That was almost it, Dave.
Only two, says Todd Sinclair, very close.
This one could end at any time. That's obvious from what we just saw. One mistake is all it might take.
James Gibson, a world-class competitor, connects with a drop kick and out to the floor goes Aries.
Get up! Get up, Gibson!
What's Gibson doing?
And he drives Aries with that crossbody to the floor, into the guardrail. Both men are down as the referee checks on their condition.
We have not seen moves like that out of James Gibson yet in ROH. He is putting it all on the line for the world title.
He knows the caliber of competition in Ring of Honor rings, and he's taking it to the champion right here. Chop right across the chest. And Aries is feeling it.
That was a vicious shot.
Gibson with yet another.
You see the blood vessels beginning to burst on the chest of Austin Aries as it's turning red.
And again into the rail he goes.
James Gibson in control right now.
Crowd here in Dorchester very appreciative of James Gibson's contributions and what he has added to Ring of Honor here in 2005 thus far. This time it's Gibson with that bad back and all, right to the guardrail.
Well, now we're going to see if the back is indeed in bad shape, as Austin Aries testing the back right there.
And going to work on it. Again into the guardrail it goes. A very wise champion focusing on the possible weakness right here.
Roderick Strong did so much damage using that new Boston Crab with the knee in the back submission. He had that on Gibson for a while back at the Best of American Super Juniors tournament. Aries now. No, Gibson moves out of the way.
Aries looking for that senton. Going for the shoulder block, but gets kicked in the shoulder. Aries off the second rope, then comes down across the back of the neck and the upper back of Gibson. Back down to the floor he goes.
James Gibson, he's been such a valuable contributor here to ROH. Dude, what's this?
Again, driving his back into the guardrail.
The heat-seeking missile from Austin Aries. What a tremendous atmosphere we have tonight here in Boston. This crowd wants to see a title change. Austin Aries has been a great champion, but I have no doubt that James Gibson would also be a tremendous champion, an honorable champion, a man that ROH would be proud to call their world champion.
Gibson holding his back. You know, two great scientific wrestlers, and in the past few moments, several maneuvers into those guardrails have devastated the back of James Gibson. And Aries focusing on that, getting a little bit cocky here in this title defense.
I think that Austin Aries also has a pretty deep bruise on the side of his back, or rib cage there, the back of his rib cage.
Connects with that senton this time. Gibson not able to move out of the way. Hooks that leg, but can't put him away.
Aries does have a deep bruise there on his back, but we have seen Aries survive a steel cage match against Colt Cabana, put his body on the line, sacrifice his body to win that match and keep the world title. We've seen him survive a lot. 75 minutes against Bryan Danielson to win a 2 out of 3 falls match at Testing the Limit. Austin Aries is as tough as they come.
Gibson fighting back though. 2 kicks to the midsection. As you can see, Aries back right there. Running knee to the side of the head by Gibson. Duck of the clothesline attempt. He catches him and folds his back in half. Right into a cover for yet another near fall.
You saw that even when Gibson had the advantage, he was still clutching at that back. So the back is definitely a weak point on the body of James Gibson. Even if it wasn't hurting going in tonight, even if it did heal for Best of American Super Juniors, Aries has done a lot of damage to it right here in this match.
Aries scoops him up and plants him with the body slam. Turning him over, exposing that back for more punishment.
Very simple yet effective. Small package! Oh, all it takes is 3 seconds.
And Aries connects. As soon as Gibson got back to his feet, he got chopped right back down with the clothesline.
Aries knows that it only takes 3 seconds. He got up and was super aggressive against Gibson.
Gibson in a lot of pain. You can see the expression on his face as Aries slowly tries to pick him back up.
Aries now trying to deliver the punishment. Will he stay on the back? Of course, Austin Aries loves to use the brainbuster, the crucifix bomb, and the 450 to finish off his opponents. James Gibson has been using that front guillotine choke.
And that crucifix bomb of Aries could be the maneuver with a bad back that could certainly put Gibson away during this contest. But maybe wasting a little bit of time right here, not staying right on the man. As he slowly picks him back up.
Austin Aries put a flurry together against Samoa Joe unlike anybody else in 21 months of Samoa Joe being world champion. Can he do it here again?
Gibson gets his feet up into the face of Aries. Grabs hold of the head. Up to the second rope he goes.
But did you see him clutch his back there?
Oh, right into the knee of Aries. More devastation to the back.
You know what? It might have been that 1 second when Gibson was in control that he had to clutch his back. That 1 second delay, that might have given Austin Aries the opening to hit that backbreaker.
Just first on the canvas, Aries off the ropes and drives the knee right into the spine.
Cover! 2 count only from Todd Sinclair.
And Aries can't believe it.
Austin Aries in firm control right now, but we've seen James Gibson take a beating in the past. Spanky took him to the limit in Dayton, a classic match there, and Gibson still pulled it out.
Aries places Gibson up top. Up to the second, he goes as well. Gibson with elbows, trying to fight his way out of it. Knocks Aries back down. Shot to the back of Gibson by Aries, and again.
What's this, a torture rack maybe?
Up on his shoulders. Human torture rack by Aries. Gibson grabbing hold of the nose, trying to free himself, but more damage done to the back.
Absolutely devastating by Austin Aries. Cover!
Not enough. Gibson staying in there.
That is why they call Austin Aries the wrestling machine. It is maneuvers like that. It is the fact that he can use submissions. He can fly. He has explosive high-impact moves. He executes everything with such velocity. It makes him a true wrestling machine, and that is why he is the tough-to-beat ROH World Champion.
Now looking to wear Gibson down right in the center of the ring. Take his energy away from him, in addition to the pain with all of this devastating maneuvers to the back.
Well, right now, this is causing cobwebs in the head of James Gibson. This could make James Gibson dizzy. Austin Aries is literally trying to cut off the oxygen from the brain of James Gibson and make him pass out.
Shots to the midsection of Austin Aries, trying to free himself into another backbreaker over the knee, out of the Cobra clutch position. Aries now exposing that back of Gibson once again and comes down with the elbow.
Cover!
Very lackadaisical cover right there, not hooking the leg, and Gibson able to roll his shoulder up off the canvas.
Well, if you notice too, Gibson wasn't taking any chances there as he put both feet on the ropes.
Aries snapmares him back down to the mat, looking to keep him seated. Knee driven right into the back, extending the arms, a lot of pressure put on that back. You can see the expression of pain on the face of James Gibson.
James Gibson says he has a lot of unfinished business in professional wrestling. There's no politics in ROH, no one to hold him back, and Gibson knows it. That's why he wants Hart to be ROH World Champion.
Belly to back suplex on Austin Aries. Buys Gibson a little bit of time to dig down for some extra energy and stay in the contest. Now Aries favoring his own back. Forearm shot from Gibson with hold of Aries. Reversal of the whip. Gibson off the ropes. Goes into the sleeper hold.
That was a follow-up on the Cobra Clutch. Gibson, though, drops right out of the hold with a jawbreaker.
Aries is stunned. The rope's holding him up at this point. Power slam from Gibson.
2 count. So close to a title change, but now the question is, can Gibson follow up as he is clutching at that back?
It's all about energy. It's all about digging down for an extra burst.
Well, Gibson proved that he will not say the words, "I quit." He proved that at the last show. That's why Spanky had to throw in the towel, and Gibson's off.
Forearm shot for Aries. Elbow to the forehead. And again. James Gibson with Aries, setting to the ropes. Meets the elbow and the forearm of James Gibson. Face first in the top of the turnbuckle. Gibson with Aries. Short clothesline takes him down. Gibson now looking to take a chance. Second turnbuckle on the inside.
Oh, this is high risk with his back. He connects, though.
Leg drop connects. Lateral press by Gibson.
You notice, though, Gibson a little slow on that cover. Perhaps the impact of that leg drop also rattled his back.
At a standing position, James Gibson pulls the champion up.
Oh, he's going for that tiger bomb.
Can't butterfly the arms, takes out the legs of Gibson. Aries into a Boston Crab, just sitting down with it. More devastation to that back, but he powers it over.
Oh, 2 big pinfall attempts.
Leverage going back and forth for both men. Aries looking for the backslide. Can't keep the shoulders down. Gibson.
He's got the front guillotine choke. He's got it. He's won several matches in ROH already with this.
Referee getting right in there with Aries. No, powered up.
Atomic drop might have saved the world title for Austin Aries. Let's see if Gibson can follow up. He's trying. Aries making his way to the ropes.
Forearm strikes now from Gibson. Aries holds on to the wrist. Side Russian leg sweep. Rolls over. Rolls Gibson to expose that back once again. And wrenching back on that chin. He's got the arm trapped. Pressure put on the back as well as the neck.
You got to watch for the visual care. Austin Aries like to sneak it in.
Referee was in perfect position to see if he did fishhook him.
Austin Aries will use devious tactics. Kick to the gut.
What can we see right here from Aries? Elevates Gibson. Stays on his feet. Boot to the gut of Aries. DDT.
That one planted him.
Butterflies the arm. Submission predicament for Aries right here.
Aries hangs on. Hold on. Tiger bomb. Oh, I thought that was it, Dave. I thought we had a new champion.
So very close to a title change here in the Boston area. James Gibson giving it all he's got.
Austin Aries clutching onto those ropes for his life. That world title is his life.
Gibson kicking away at Aries.
Once again, Gibson going to the back, though. Perhaps that adrenaline wearing off now. He's feeling the pain.
Aries on the ring apron. Gibson trying to bring him back inside the ring. No, using the ropes to apply more pressure to Aries.
All right, well, this is illegal, though. Sinclair called for a break, but Gibson did his damage.
Breaking before the count of 5. Goes back to Aries, pulling him back inside the squared circle. Lateral press by Gibson. Very close to the ropes.
2 count only.
Foot across the bottom rope. Saves the championship once again for Aries.
The winner of this one will be faced with Alex Shelley in the future, but you know that is not on either man's mind right now, as they're in one of the best matches I've seen for the ROH World title. What's Gibson doing? This is the moonsault, and Gibson told me before the match he might go for that. He has not done a moonsault in 5 years.
Doing whatever he can to earn the ROH World title tonight. Crucifix bomb! Will we see it? He drives him down!
Gibson might have saved himself as he was able to slip through, but he still took the impact cover!
Only 2! Aries needs to follow up here. Looking for the 450. But Gibson holding onto the leg of Aries as he tries to go out to climb the ropes.
Now Aries is descending to the top rope.
Gibson back to his feet. Shot to the side of the jaw of Austin Aries. He's got Aries in a seated position now on the top turnbuckle, chopping away at the chest.
We have a battle on the top. This could determine the match right here.
Biting away at the head of James Gibson, and down he crashes.
That's pure desperation for the champion.
Flat on his back, Austin Aries up top, 450, but he moves out of the way. Crash and burn, Austin Aries.
Brainbuster! Gibson rolls through. He's going for another one. Aries blocked it.
Aries has got him up. Brainbuster from Aries.
They both hit brainbusters. The cobwebs have to be in both men's heads right now.
Both men going for yet another. Who can get it? Gibson drops him down yet again, right on his head.
How many times can a man be planted on his head? Don't forget, Gibson scored that DDT earlier.
How can they keep getting up?
They're going on pure instinct right now, pure adrenaline. This is how much they want to be ROH World Champion.
The crowd here wants to see a title change tonight. Gibson with yet another brainbuster on
Oh, that's
Aries.
it. That's it.
Not going for the cover. He's going for even more damage.
He's going for another brainbuster. He's trying to brainbuster Aries into oblivion.
Aries gets him up. Another from Aries. Both men are down.
Double cover.
And they both kick out.
Wow, this is his pure instinct, pure guts, pure emotion right now.
Both men are down, physically spent from this battle. All for the ROH World Championship.
What an atmosphere we have here in Boston. You have to be here live to experience something like this. If you're not going to ROH Live, you are not getting the full experience. This is something special right here.
Aries connects with the kick to Gibson. Picks him up, going for yet another. Gibson sees it coming and tries to block. Shot to the side of the head of Austin Aries and another kick.
Hard shot, hard kick.
Gibson struggling to even stand at this point.
Oh, it's all over me. It's another Tiger Bomb, no.
Aries with the boot to the gut.
He's going for a brainbuster. Oh, hold on. Gibson has his legs hooked. Gibson was out, though. Both men's shoulders were down. What? I thought we this new champion?
Well, Todd Sinclair raised the arms of both men. It looks like we have a double pin situation in this title bout.
Oh, a double pin, a draw. Austin Aries retains the title.
Both men's shoulders were down as he went for that cradle.
Both men were brainbustered into oblivion.
It was so back and forth. It was so even between these two that they pinned one another simultaneously, and Austin Aries keeps the ROH World title around his waist.
Hold on, Dave. Sinclair's got the mic.
Listen, this match, that was a double pin. This match is a draw. Okay? If you both agree to restart this match,
Oh, you better believe that we want this match restarted. Yeah, there's no way Gibson's not going to agree to that.
Shelley doing in the ring? Right into Aries. Shell shock. Dropping Austin Aries in the middle of the ring. Well, at this point, damage done to Aries. There's no way the referee can restart the match now.
No, there's no way. Austin Aries just took a brutal shell shock, one of the most devastating moves in Alex Shelley's arsenal.
And James Gibson is irate. He wants that title.
Oh, well, if Shelley's looking for allies, this is not the way to get it. It looked doubtful that Aries was going to let the match be restarted anyways, but there was always a chance, but that just ruined it. Austin Aries retains the ROH World title, but he's going to be faced with his former Generation X partner, Alex Shelley, in the future.